All right, guys. Keyonte George did it again. He's incredible. Let's talk about it. It's the Hoops Nerd Show. All right, guys, let's talk a little bit about the Wolves, just a little bit before we get into the Jazz. Basically, the player that I was interested in, and that's basically what, for me, I'm all over the place. For me, and that's what happens when you're live, Las Vegas Summer League and Summer League in general, you're just trying to watch players that you were interested in the draft. And really, the player on this Wolves team that I was most interested in was Leonard Miller. He's looking like and seemed like a steal when they got him. I believe they got him in the second round. He was a guy that was slated to go kind of late first round. There were some people who had him like mid first round, and he drops to them in the second round. He had a nice night tonight. In fact, let's drop down. Let's see here. Let's drop me down here and pull up the stats. Leonard Miller was 7 for 15 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3. That was what was interesting to me. 20 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals. Now, I don't know if Leonard Miller is ever going to be like a starting big. He may. If he puts up stats like this is nice stuff. It's Summer League, so, sometimes you got to take things with a grain of salt, although this is great. I mean, I was talking, I talk with the people here and there on the Twitter app, on Threads. Follow me on both. But, if you're going to be a good player in the NBA, chances are you did well in Summer League. I know there's some guys that didn't really do well in Summer League and then turned into really nice guys in the NBA. A good example of that is Trae Young in Salt Lake City Summer League. Looked awful. And then I think over Summer League, he started to get a little better in Las Vegas. And then obviously has turned into what he is. But the more often than not, these players in Summer League, if you're going to be really good in the NBA, and I'm talking like, starter level player, then you've got to be really good in Summer League. You should not be getting dominated by guys like Colby Ross and Micah Hunt and Micah Potter, and guys like that. I mean, you shouldn't be dominated by those guys. And so for Leonard Miller to put up numbers like that against this Jazz team, and Micah Potter's a solid NBA player. He's a fringe NBA rotation player. He played mostly for the Stars last year for the Utah Jazz G League team, but good player. Luka Samanic played the last part of the season for the Jazz last year. So for Leonard Miller to do that and do it in a myriad of ways, rebound the ball, things like that, good sign for Leonard Miller and Minnesota Timberwolves fans. You should be happy with that. That's enough of the Wolves for tonight. Let's just talk about the Utah Jazz. Let's see. So who should we talk about? No, just kidding. It's the Keyonte George story. Yet again, Keyonte George was phenomenal tonight. Can we get a picture for him on here? My gosh. Get his beautiful, beautiful face on here. NBA, stop being lazy. I'm sure you got a picture. Put it up. Come on. How long does it take? He's the star of Summer League, all right? Anyways, before we talk about Chiante, because I want to give some shout outs. Like we mentioned, Micah Potter and Luka Samanic, they've been solid. Look at these numbers. 45 from the field for Micah. Luka had 50% from the field. They weren't really dropping the threes, and that's why the assist numbers for Chiante could have been better. But these, they're putting the ball in the basket. 12 rebounds for Micah Potter is nice, and he's honestly a great three-point shooter. He really lights it up in the G League. 7 assists for Micah Potter. He's had the Jazz have had some players outside of Chiante that have had some really solid Summer League performances. Potter and Samanic especially. Colby Ross has been nice. Look at this. 5 for 7 from the field. He just plays the game really well. He's a good, old school, nice point guard that just sets people up and plays the game well. 13 points. 5 turnovers, not great, but 4 assists. Nice player, and nice to see him playing well. I bet you he's going to make a lot of money in Europe because he's solid. And I hope he does. Colby, if you can go make some money in Europe, get that bag, as they say. All right, so let's talk about, now let's for real talk about Keyonte George. We talked about it last time. We're going to talk about it this time. I'm amazed. Now, I want to talk about the defense first. And it's something I think we need to mention. And I don't have someone telling me this. I guess I could go message and send someone a DM and find out. But this is just my own personal observation. Keyonte George goes, let's see, defensively just did not look great. You know, you could look at the film and you're going to see him like he's switching on everything, not really moving his feet very much, not really putting any effort into anything at all, to be honest. And he's getting caught on back cuts. Like, how many back cuts he got caught on? Many. I have a theory. I looked it up, and if you follow me on Twitter, I mentioned it there. This is the 5th game in 8 nights for the Jazz in Summer League. And I know Summer League games aren't quite, but that's 5 games in 8 nights. When we see these Jazz teams play, they play back end to back to backs. Teams rest certain players, right? And that's just on a back end of a back to back. The first 4 nights of Salt Lake City Summer League, there were 3 games in 4 nights for Keyonte George. They fly from Salt Lake City to Las Vegas, and they've now had 2 games in like 3 nights. So he has played 5 games in 8 days. Now, Ochai Agbaji didn't play in this game. They were resting him. So my guess, and this is my little, tinfoil hat, premonition, hoops nerdian guess, but I think they probably asked him to rest too. But we know the quote. The quote was from Keyonte George. He wanted to play. So my guess is that he wants to play. He wants to get Summer League MVP. He knows he can get it. They wanted him to rest, but he probably told him he wants to play, and they said fine. And my guess is that they are fine with him just kind of coasting on defense. If you go watch Baylor. Go look up some games. He plays defense. Go watch the tournament highlights. He plays defense. He can do it. Would it be nice if he was playing 100 miles an hour on defense and getting steals and just crushing the other Summer League team? Sure. He also might get hurt. He's playing 5 games in 8 nights. I'm guessing the Jazz aren't too worried about him going too fast and too hard defensively because it's Summer League and it doesn't matter. Okay? That's just my guess. That's my guess. I could be wrong. Obviously, all of us would prefer to see him, locking someone down defensively. My guess is that's what's going on. And it's 5 games in 8 nights. It's going to be 6 games in 10 nights next game. And my guess is he's going to play because the guy is a baller. He loves to play. And those are the types of guys you want. And my guess is he's going to play average energy defense at best. What we need to be doing right now is appreciating what is an absolutely spectacular offensive player we're watching right now. He's big enough. He's smart enough, and doggone, I really like him. No, he is just, I am having a hard time getting enough superlatives to describe this player. The absolute, just incredible offensive game he has. It is so polished. It is so advanced. He looks like a 5-6 year NBA vet out there to me. Let's just talk about the scoring first. The shooting. He is scoring at all 3 levels. And you guys know what we're talking about when we say scoring at all 3 levels. That's at the cup, in the mid-range, and from 3. And really, we should add like 3.5 levels because there's 2 types of shooting. There's the pull-up and the catch and shoot. And he's doing that at the 3-point line. So he is getting catch and shoot threes where he's playing off the ball. And he's also pulling up from 3 in pick and roll or in isolation and knocking them down. The numbers are remarkable. Look at this. Oh, is this the right game? It is. I might have got my numbers wrong on the SLC Dunk article. Whoops. Anyways. No, I'm looking at Johnny. Who am I looking at here? Keyonte George. All right, right here. Holy crap. I might have gotten it wrong. Let's refresh this. Let's just be sure. Holy smokes. I'm going to have to go back to that article. Anyways, 9 for 15 from the field for Monday, July 10th. That's it. Sorry. We're live. Monday, July 10th, 2023. Keyonte George goes 9 for 15 from the field, 60%. This was cutting to the basket. This was pulling up in the mid-range. And this includes his shooting from 3. 60%. He's driving to the basket. He only got, let's see, he got 7 free throws tonight. He left a 30 spot on the table. He left his food on the table. He could have had 30 again. Anyways, he goes 9 for 15 from the field. He scores at the basket, in the mid-range, pull up, catch and shoot threes, all of it. All of it. And he's going 5 for 10 from 3. Are you serious? Are you serial? Are you serious? 5 for 10 from 3. He has been shooting 40+% every game from three. I think that he had one game where he was like below 40. It was like 36%. Oh my gosh, it's unbelievable. That's just the scoring. Look at this. He has 7 assists in this game. And I tell you what, when you look at this right here, these guys right here, 2 for 11, they left a few on the table too. All right? There were a lot of passes to these guys that did not turn into three-point shots that were being set up by Keyonte George. This right here is where Jazz fans need to get absolutely excited. Excited. The 7 assists does not tell the whole story. He sees the game. There was one pass he made. He was just kind of like, he's so in control. And he has such a good handle, by the way. Another aspect of his offensive game, because he can get anywhere on the floor. And that right there is just another piece of just how advanced he is as an NBA player. So much of what NBA players want to do is they know where their spots are. They know where their shots are. This is where I get my, they all have like their moves that they work on. They've got like, Chris Paul famously has his little like right corner free throw line jumper that's just automatic, and everything Chris Paul would do and does on the NBA floor, when especially in his prime, was like snaking through to get that shot, and he had the ball is on such a string with him with his handle, he gets there. Well, guess what? Keyonte George is there too. He doesn't have quite the handle that obviously someone like Chris Paul has, but it's pretty darn good, and he's getting to where he wants. And honestly, that handle will get just better. That's what's crazy. That's going to get better, where he can just get to any spot on the floor. And with his quickness, oh my goodness, and the length. Anyways, he sees the game. There was one play where he was just like 3-point line, throws this just John Stockton one-handed pass to the corner 3. And of course they missed it. But that pass was just bonkers. It was so good. He has got the vision, guys. And we talked about this multiple times. My biggest worry with him was I just didn't know how big he was. Like, I was hoping he would be big. He's big. He's 6'4". He has the vision. He can see it. And because he's got such good handle, because guys are scared to guard him, it creates even more space and vision. These guys are terrified of guarding him, because how do you guard him? If you go up close, he's fast. He will break past you and get to the rim, and you look bad. If you go up and he blows by you and gets to the rim, guess who's getting benched? So guys are scared. So what do? They back up. Well, what does he do then? Pull up 3, knocks it down. He's shooting 50% from 3. Are you serial? So what you've got here is you've got a defender that's absolutely terrified, not sure. They can't go too close. They can't go too far. So basically what happens is now Chiante is just playing with his food. Lots of food analogies tonight. But he's playing with his food. He's yo-yoing that ball, and he has space from his defender to see the different parts of the floor. It's incredible. It's incredible. The vision is there. The creation of the vision too. And in fact, it's like coming to me as I speak. But he's like creating avenues of vision with his skill level. It's crazy. He is so good. He is so good. You need 5 minutes of watching him play, and you're like, that guy's got it. I swear, the first game of Salt Lake City Summer League, I know he like was jittery the first half of that game. That second half, I was like, boom, he's it. That's the guy. He's unbelievable. He can do literally everything. I still am like waiting for him to start doing a Chris Paul snake dribble. He did one in the first game, and I was like, you have my heart, Keyonte George. You have it. You have it. He has it all. He has it all. And this is with Summer League guys. It's Summer League players. He's playing with Keyshawn Justice. I don't know who that is. I don't think the NBA knows who that is. Does anyone, Joey Hauser, I think he has a 2-way with the Jazz right now. What happens when he's on the floor with John Collins and Walker Kessler and Lauri Markkanen and passing to them with the corner 3? It's going in, Walker Kessler, 7'1", best hands on the team, is catching that pass from Keyonte George inside, and he is dunking that. It is going to be fantastic. And I've got to write about this SLC dunk, and I'll do a video about it. I got a Dame video I got to do. I'm tired. But you know what? Keyonte George is just phenomenal. I guess I'm having a hard time describing why he is so special, but offensively, guys, he is special. This is like advanced stuff. This is not like NBA 101 stuff where you're like just trying to get your handle right. You're just trying to figure out what you are as a player. Keyonte George already knows what he is as a player. Right now, he's like, this is master's degree stuff. He's writing his thesis for his PhD. That's what's going on right now on the court. It's not your entry-level classes. He's not taking generals. He's taking advanced NBA classes right now. In fact, he's probably an adjunct teaching with the teacher because my goodness, what he's showing us is just advanced level stuff. Is that enough on Chiante George? I think so. I mean, he's just remarkable. He's incredible, phenomenal, fantastic, amazing, unbelievable. Keyonte George, I can't say enough. And he does this in 29 minutes, 26 points, 29 minutes. By the way, one of the most bonkers one, he was a plus 25. What was the score? 108 to 9. I mean, he was a plus 25. Basically, when he was on the floor, things went well. So unbelievable. I don't know if I've, 26 points and he's a plus 25. I don't know if I've seen that very often where your plus minus matches your point total. I don't know. And everyone else, like the closest one is Luka Samanic. I don't know. That's crazy town. Anyways, he's phenomenal. He's remarkable. And I am just really excited. And, one of the things that's been kind of a bummer for Jazz fans has been the lack of Taylor Hendricks and Bryce Sensabaugh, who, by the way, you want them to get healthy. You don't want them playing and risk a bad injury or re-injuring something. It would be much better for, Taylor Hendricks to go into training camp much healthier instead of us greedy little monsters wanting to watch him on a summer league court. Still want to watch him, though. But anyways, what an absolute gift for Jazz fans to let Keyonte George kind of become this special player, or just show off how special of a player he is for us every night. And that's just been an absolute blast. And honestly, you got to give credit to a lot of these guys because they're fighting for their basketball lives. And Keyonte George is trying to feed those guys and help them get their families fed. But you know what? At the same time, a rising tide raises all ships, and my, oh my. What's really cool about this, too, is that the Jazz are winning with this. It's, the plus 26 tells you everything. Keyonte George is helping this team win. It's not just like chucking. It's super efficient with assists. Absolutely has a chance to be the point guard of the future. In fact, I mentioned it before. I think, training camp's coming. How does he not become your starting point guard? I mean, if he defends, why wouldn't he be? I mean, honestly, people are like, well, slow down or calm down or whatever. Why? In the end, like when you're the NBA coach, what are you trying to do? You're trying to win the game. You're trying to win the game. And how do you win the game? I mean, have any of you coached? You put your best players on the floor, especially at the end of the game. When that score is like 2 points, within 2 points, and you've got to win that game, guess what? You're going to your guys. And I tell you what, when you know that this guy can do this and get you a bucket when you've got Kawhi Leonard on you or something like that, and you know that this guy can actually get a bucket for you, that's who you're putting on the floor. That's who you're putting on the floor. I tell you what. So this is pretty exciting stuff, and I think he's already proving that he's like showing to be possibly the number one option. I mean, there's some guys out there. By the way, if you haven't already, go listen to the latest Bill Simmons podcast. Keyonte George is the buzz right now. Obviously, Wembanyama is one, but he was talking about it. He's the buzz with everybody, not just Jazz fans. Everybody. I can't say what he said because it's a little NSFW, and this is not an NSFW channel, but it is the buzz of Summer League. There are people talking about it like, how did we miss this guy? He goes to 16 to the Jazz. That's crazy. It's looking like the steal of the draft already. Brandon Miller doesn't look as good as Keyonte George. I can tell you that. And so, I'm just excited. Jazz fans should be excited. It's phenomenal. He looks incredible. Get excited, Jazz fans, because this guy is the truth. He is the future, and he hasn't even played a single NBA game yet. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Throw him the contracts, right? Let's see. I think that's all I got tonight. I don't know if we really need to dive into anything more. By the way, I just wanted to give a shout out. But if you're new here, by the way, like and subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate it. The channel's been growing like crazy. You guys are incredible. Thank you for supporting the channel. This is something I truly love doing. I'm just gonna get real with you guys. My grandma died last night. It's been a tough day for me. But I love doing this show, and I've been compartmentalizing a lot of things today, but I wanted to do this today. I appreciate you guys coming here to support the channel. I do this sometimes on a day like this because I appreciate you guys. So many of you support the channel. A lot of you are members. You know, Robert Lambert, you're a member of the channel, my man. Man, George could really be really good. He's really good, George. But thank you all of you guys that support the channel, especially like the members, people who come and comment, like the videos, people who go to SLC Dunk and read the articles and comment and everything. I appreciate it a lot. I do this for you guys sometimes because sometimes I didn't really want to do this tonight. I enjoyed watching basketball because basketball helps me sometimes through a bad day. You know, we all have our things. This helps me. And I appreciate you guys. You guys are what you make me really happy. And so I just want to let all of you know that I truly love you guys and I appreciate the support. It truly means a lot to me. I don't want to get too emotional, but I appreciate all of you for supporting the channel. It means a lot to me. Sometimes this is not very easy to do. It's a grind sometimes. And sometimes there's not people there that write the recaps. Or, you know, it's up to me. I had to write the recap tonight. That was not easy to do. And I do miss my grandma. So anyways, Patrick, you're amazing. Thank you, my friend. I'm a little emotional. I'm gonna sign off. But I just wanted to let you guys know how much I appreciate you guys. You're amazing and it means a lot. It really does. And tonight was hard, but I just want you guys to know I'm never going anywhere. And this is going to be here forever. And I appreciate you guys. So thank you. I will talk to you next time.